I am Kandishaya, a member of the National Youth League, Zanu PF National Youth League, and I hold the position of Deputy Political Commissar in the Youth League. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we are achieving. I think achieving Vision 2030 started in November 2017 when Zimbabweans from all walks of life agreed that the only person who can lead us now, the only person who can be a successor to our revolutionary icon, Comrade Robert Mugabe, is President M.A.C. People were very clear from political parties, from civic society, organizations. So the fact that Vision 2030 is only achievable if there is unity, and we witnessed that unity in 2017 when all political party leaders attended the inauguration ceremony for the President, Comrade M.A.C. That is the day I said to myself, Vision 2030 is going to be a reality. That is the day I convinced myself that Zimbabwe is going ahead. So Vision 2030 starts by the visionary himself, Comrade M.A.C. So yes, it's achievable. Zimbabwe is safe. You know, when people are saying there is political violence, violence takes two parts. Violence takes maybe 3 or 4 parts. So who are the people who are involved in violence? Is it true that there is violence in Zimbabwe? Because we have heard this narrative for over 20 years. In fact, the issue of violence in politics started in 1999 when MDC was formed, was established. So they will keep on saying they are the only people who are saying there is violence, there is violence, there is violence. And usually when there are international forums, especially the United Nations General Assembly, they are good at playing skits. They are good at injuring some of their members so as to justify an agenda of decampaigning, an agenda of undermining the efforts of the President, Comrade M.A.C. whenever he goes out to fulfill his pledge of engaging and re-engaging other countries. So of course, we also have issues like domestic violence. Have you ever heard that investors are not coming because there's domestic violence? No. If there are issues of political violence, there is that cyber city to be constructed somewhere there by an investor from Dubai. Those investors have good analytical skills. They are intelligent. They analyze the ground. They analyze the situation. Parliament was constructed. Dams are being constructed by other companies, foreign companies, local companies. They are doing works. Roads are being constructed. Have you ever received a report that people had to halt, progress, dam construction because there was violence? No. Have you ever heard that people have stopped constructing Masungo Road because there was violence? No. So there is no violence in Zimbabwe, especially violence that can disturb, investors. It's those are lies. The problem is within C. Because when you are leading a movement that does not have management, a movement that does not have executive, a movement that does not have structures, people tend to fight amongst themselves. Because look, when Chamisa says I'm going to Wedza, and they do not have a provincial chairman of C, who does he tell that I'm coming to Wedza? Is that person a senior member? Because Chamisa is in a habit of, firing, suspending, doing all sorts of things to senior members of the MDC, of the opposition party, people with long history and rich history in the opposition. So chances are that those are fights amongst themselves. Because you need not Nelson Chamisa advocate one for what is coming to Wedza, and you ask what would they say? So the game will be to say there mustn't be people. People must not attend that rally, because if people attend, maybe provincial chair. So people will apply a lot of dirty tricks as a way to decampaign each other within the structure. That's why, even Jonathan Moyo has been advising, set up the structures. And Chamisa is not setting up the structures. Why? Because he wants to cause violence on the ground, and he doesn't want anybody to be answerable. That's why he's not setting up structures. So I agree with you that there could be violence there, but the violence is something, an inside job. That's why you see Job Scala was sacrificed. He's in prison. To substantiate that, he was left out on that shadow cabinet. Tendai Biti is not happy with his faction. Quite a number of people. Others are coming to national events. Nelson Chamisa is not coming. It's a faction that is attending national events. The other faction is not attending national events. What does that mean? It means that the house is burning. And when it burns the owners first. Moto ukabvira unotanga kupisa pauri uchizonopisa kumwe.
Okay, are you clearing Zanu PF from these violence activities?
It's not only that I'm clearing Zanu PF. It's unethical to even mention Zanu PF in an internal, situation of the C. They are fighting among themselves. There's no Zanu PF here. Maybe, when you want to blame Zanu PF, we must go on to say the government must read Riot Act to political parties to say if you have a political party, that political party must have a code of conduct. My brother, you're a journalist, you have a code of conduct. So who says what in the C? Who gives instructions? Who says stop what you are doing? Nobody. So it means it's something chiri ukuyachekwa msoro iri kungoyenda ichingonorovera kwainoda. So the government must say, what's your code of conduct? What's your constitution? Zvinoti determine a protocol. When Chamisa is moving from Harare to Wedza, anobata anikoko zvinozofamba sei and all sorts of things. But these things are happening takatarisana ne UNGA. Clearly Zanu PF is here to stay. Why? People are appreciating. If you go to the rural areas, dams are being constructed. At least 300 people, or local people from villages, are employed. Each person is coming from a family of 10, 15. Business ukaenda kurikuwa kwana kunzi dam, people are selling on warikubika sadza, ma shop site are reopen, ma roads are kugadzirwa. So now look, the problem with people, they think that economy determines political results in the manner yekuti kana endika chema kuti andina mari, people would think kuti automatically ndakuenda kunovotera opposition. There are people who are my opinion makers. There is not even one single opinion maker in the business sector in Zimbabwe who is blaming the government. If you own trucks, you heard Prophet Makandua saying it. He owns trucks, gold mines. How many people are employed at his mine? How many people are driving his trucks? He's appreciating roads. Why? Because zvichimukanganisira time yaanofanira kufamba nemari when roads were not okay. So if we have an individual like Emmanuel Makandiwa supporting the president, supporting the vision, we are guaranteed that President E.D. Mnangagwa vane vote ya Emmanuel Makandiwa. You go on to see Vamtendi. He is stable, haana financial problems. Achiti no, I will vote for the president. So who else will cause the president to lose? If opinion makers, opinion leaders, people with Vanivan Mogomam by support the president, that tells you that our environment is clear, our environment is good. Those are things that do not determine electoral result. Because if you look at me, I am Zanu PF. I've never received a salary from Zanu PF. I was never forced to join Zanu PF. I heard other people saying, people are being forced to vote for Zanu PF. I will give you a task. Go ask President Mnangagwa, were you forced to be member of Zanu PF? You say no. Are you forced to vote for Zanu PF? No. You go to Vice President Vachiwenga, were you forced to join Zanu PF? No. Are you forced to vote for Zanu PF? No. You go to Wakembo Mahadi, go and interview all Politburo members because they are part of the society. You go and interview Central Committee members, NCA members, all provincial members in Zimbabwe. Zanu PF maybe 4, 8, 12, 16, 160 provincial members in each province times 10, 1,600 people. Go ask them, were you forced to join Zanu PF? No. Are you being forced to vote for Zanu PF? No. You go down to districts, you go to branches, you go to Maseos, those are the villages, and ask people. So if I was not forced to join Zanu PF, if I'm not being forced to vote for Zanu PF, then who is being forced? It is a people's party that is going to win come 2023. The victory is guaranteed. The reason behind the victory is simply that with President Emmerson Mnangagwa, development is everywhere. I think we have witnessed that opposition members attended this inauguration. Now they are attending national events, the likes of Chibaya. And when he was in the National Sports Stadium, pairidzwa pfutinema soja pepe. Akavhunduka akasimuka sondobva amira. The smile we akapa to people who read my facial expressions, it was like, we may try as a gentleman, but this is beyond us. So the fact that they are attending Zurukuvapa reality, Chango forward my MP and stuff. So Zanu PF is going to win, and we are going to have 2/3 majority in parliament because as the youths we are also working hard, and we have things to offer. And remember, there is nothing that comes out of C except donor fund. You see, when you gather as an organization, you come from different backgrounds. Attitude yevanhu yakasiyana. I wouldn't say hakuna munhu ane violence are in the Zanu PF maybe structures And I wouldn't say, but it's not our policy as Zanu PF. One good thing about Zanu PF, if we have somebody under violence, obviously it's not the president, it's not the presidium, it's not the Politburo, it's not the central committee. Unlike in C, the leader is violent. Nelson Chamisa. The vice president bit is violent. The national chairman is violent. And whoever in even the led vice president is also violent. Kareti Konyi. If there are violent individuals in Zanu PF, it's an attitude. It's not a policy of Zanu PF to be violent. But in C, the reason why C is not producing a constitution is because that in the preamble of that constitution lies violence. So they are not ready to produce that constitution because it reads violence. No, the reason why I seem like to be targeting C, it's because I am responding to them. They are the only ones who are at the forefront, spreading lies, creating propaganda, whipping on things that are not even there. So it's not like I'm targeting them. It's like I am responding to them. You look at other political parties like MDCT. That one is an opposition party, a dignified opposition party. Why? Because when you do good, they say thanks. When you do wrong, they say correct here. Unlike a political party that wants to cause, havoc in the country. I think during COVID time, you witnessed that we had business community and other individuals who were donating things to the president, Comrade Emerson Damzomnango, to say, President, go give people these things. During Cyclone Idai, the same happened. So my message to young people is that instead of raising money, they go fund to buy a bulletproof car, the money ends up being chewed by Fadzai Maere and the stuff. There are no clear reports with Maria Kainda Kupi and stuff. Keep what you have. If you have $1, invest it somewhere. If anything, it's good to raise the money to feed your community, to feed your society. If you want to donate towards the national cause, do it to the government of Zimbabwe so that the next person will benefit. Not easy zvekuisa tumari twembasa tkonziisa yapa 120,000 ndafunga kutenga mota yaina kutengwa ezvinotemana futi nemotikari. Last year Chamisa said motikari yangu yapfurwa nepfuti. Mapurisa kune vanonzwe ballistics, bring the car, we examine futi yacho itype ipi, yapinda papi, yapfura iri papi, hana kuendesa motikari. So it's a game yekuti vanochohonya window yemotikari, vana ustalos ndo basa ravo. Ustalos vanochohonya nema screwdriver, vokoma voti bullet. Why? Ndosaka vanofanira kuchitepo school of ideology again neku-National Youth Service, because you must understand kuti futi chinombonzi pfuti chii, kwete kuiona kana kuibata. Kuyako unodzidziswa because unoudzwa nhoroondo yevanhu vakafa nepfuti, unoudzwa kuti kune motikari dzakadonzwa nepfuti. So you won't be able to lie kuti mota yakapfurwa nepfuti wakachohonya nescrewdriver.